awesome. Congratulations, everyone. It was a gloomier day today. Had a little bit of light rain, especially early on in the morning, and we stayed under mostly cloudy skies. We are now tapping into what is a very typical El Nino winter, a more active subtropical jet. That generally will keep us most of the winter with cloudy skies and much better chances of rain. We'll talk more about that in a moment. That kind of stream of moisture is starting to build back in, and kind of a light rain over the city right now. This originates kind of beyond Morgan City and will continue moving overhead through the night and probably into early tomorrow morning. Modeled not perfect with the indication of exactly where that rain will be setting up, but certainly with this through the overnight hours. So any plans later on tonight, just expect to have kind of that light rain, which at times may be a little bit heavier, very similar to what we saw last night. Now, as we get the day started tomorrow, though, the good news is it does look like we see more breaks, not quite as much rainfall as we at one time thought. So the weekend right now doesn't look to be quite as wet as what is setting up for early next week. The front has moved on through. Light winds now out of the north. This wasn't a very strong front. Winds are not going to be very brisk during the day tomorrow, but generally a northerly wind. So one sign that the front has moved through. If you're looking for drier air, though, it is not coming. Dew points are still mid to upper 60s, and as the temperatures will be coming down a bit, the dew points are not really going to change all that much. What that means is, while we will see cooler air this weekend, it is also going to be very damp. Temperatures right now are in the lower 70s. We only got into the mid 70s during the day today, so little closer to our average. Next several days, though, we'll be running just around or below average as we head into the weekend and next week. Mostly cloudy skies with a little bit of light rainfall now, a humidity value of 87%, and our humidity probably going to stay in that range through the next several days. Kind of a gloomier stretch of weather, but much needed rainfall also on the way. Cloudy, cool with more spotty rain showers Saturday and Sunday, and even spotty generally is about a 30% chance. Even that might be a little bit more aggressive, but big rains possible Monday and on into Tuesday. Here's what we're watching. We're now tapping into more Pacific moisture, and that is surging right up to southeast Louisiana. And this is a pattern which is going to hold for the next several days, and we'll really start to tap into that moisture when we get some kind of upper level energy. That'll be coming in the form of an upper trough by early next week. So the front is through. We'll keep that overrunning moisture this weekend, and most of our model guidance is indicating a drier weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, not that we'll be completely dry, but our rain coverage doesn't look to be all that great. Really probably 20-30% at most for both Saturday and Sunday. Might actually get into some brief clearing of a little sunshine, but overall mostly cloudy. Then as we get into late Sunday, Monday, we'll be looking down into the Gulf for the development of a Gulf low. This low is forecasted to move right along the Gulf Coast. Some models actually indicate it could be just inland. If that is the case, we could briefly get into the warm air sector. So our temperatures for Monday, Tuesday really will be dependent upon exactly where this low goes. Either way, it will be bringing quite a bit of rainfall. Now, with the position of this low, we're also going to get a strong southeast wind. That will enhance some coastal flooding concerns. Now, no flood mention at the moment for our coast, but we could see some of that. Actually, that is not a bad thing. If we can get that surge of moisture toward the Michoud fire, that would probably help put it out, as well as the chance with some of these heavier showers of some inland flash flooding. Again, not really an outlook right now, but that may be something we're watching for, as we're expecting now several inches of rainfall. Remember, just a couple of days ago, models were indicating like a quarter of an inch of rainfall. Now we're going roughly 3 to 5, maybe even 6 inches of rainfall, with some isolated areas getting even more than that. Not that we want to see any flooding issues. However, with any of the heavier downpours, because the ground is so dry, it takes some time for that water to absorb. So that may create a little bit of runoff, which could make it into the street. So flooding may be a little bit of an issue for Monday and Tuesday. As that low moves farther to the west, or farther to the east, and we're on the western side of it, we will begin to see a drying trend, and then kind of a brief warm up back into the 70s before it looks like another cold front next weekend.